What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, well, I'm pretty gosh darn excited, because over the weekend I've been having a good old look and I found something that I did not know about before. I've seen little rumblings and I've seen little hints, but it turns out that over in Japan, Weiss Schwarz, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that horrendously, I'm really sorry, they have gone and released, just this past weekend, they've gone and actually released a Marvel expansion. Now, I'm kind of portraying this as the new Marvel TCG. You can look at it however you like. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Weiss Schwarz, essentially, what it is a TCG where they cycle through new properties continually. You've got lots of licenses, lots of different ways that the game actually goes, and you've got lots and lots of different sets based on different things. It's kind of silly. Now, if we take a little bit of a look at the upcoming release schedule, because I do think that's pretty important at this stage, you can see that there are a bunch of stuff that's actually going to be coming in the upcoming year. Some of which I'm familiar with, some of which I'm not. Attack on Titan final season is coming, which is quite nice. But you will notice that on that release schedule there, and this is the release schedule in English, there is no mention at all of this Marvel release. Now, like I say, it's just come out in Japan, came out on Christmas Eve, and we've got confirmed dates up until May. We've got Fate's Grand Order, the movie, and is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon in summer? And we've got Attack on Titan final season coming soon with no actual date, and yet there is no release date or mention at all of the Marvel set coming in English, even though it is out in Japan. And you would imagine that if it was out in Japan, it would at least be mentioned in the upcoming schedule, even if it didn't have a date. I've also had a look around on the web. I have found man, that made me sound old. I have found no mention whatsoever of this coming out in English. As far as I can tell at the moment, this is a Japanese set, and I don't find any news at all of this coming out in English, which I find extremely strange. Although it's probably not that strange, right? If anybody's wondering how this could possibly end up as a Japanese exclusive and not come out in English, the answer is incredibly simple: licensing. There are a bunch of Marvel card games in English, and essentially one of them will overlap too closely with Weiss Schwarz, and therefore there will be something in the contract which means something like this can't be released, but that contract doesn't apply in Japan, ergo, you get a release in Japan, but not over here. Now, like I say, it has now come out, and essentially what we've got here are 100 actual cards, and then 65 parallel cards. And we've got 27 super rare, 8 triple rare, 24 Marvel rare, and 6 Avenger rare. Now, these are ridiculous, but the Marvel rare, I mean, for instance, this Spider-Man card, this is it for me. I know I have gone and pre-ordered a box of these. Well, I've ordered it. I've got a box of these. It's in the post. It's on the way to me because I'm a nerd. I want this Spider-Man because, oh my goodness, look at it. And the Marvel rares seem to basically have a stamp on. So Spider-Man's got the spider. Doctor Strange is another one of whom I'm very fond. And you'll notice that you've got the Doctor Strange stamp on there, or Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, etc. So these are Marvel rares. There's 24 of them. They are extremely cool. There are only 6 Avenger rares. What are those? Well, they seem to be basically the same thing, but with an Avengers stamp. So, for instance, the Hulk here is an Avengers rare, and clearly this is awesome. Now, I don't actually know what the deal is in terms of the pull rates for these, but I'm assuming they are very, very, very low indeed. But, you know, if you somehow actually manage to get one of these, they're gonna be worth a few quid. Yeah, it's a little bit silly, ladies and gentlemen, but It's kind of cool. Now, what is also kind of interesting, when you buy a box, you do get one of 4 pre-release cards, or PR cards, promo cards, call them what you will, randomly in the box. And I've gone and had a look on the card list. I believe, and please correct me in the comment section if I'm misinterpreting this. Again, I'm having to dig through Japanese information here. I'm doing my very best. But they are listed as PR rarity over on the card finder, and they are the only ones listed like that. And we've essentially got a 4 and a Spider-Man card that look kind of normal, and then we've got an Iron Man and a Captain America card that look all lovely and shiny, which then gives me a little bit of a conundrum, because the massive Spider-Man fan in me wants the Spider-Man pre-release promo, or I don't know if it's pre-release, it might just be promo. Whatever it is, the box topper, let's call them box toppers. I want the Spider-Man box topper because I'm a big Spider-Man nerd, but the Iron Man and Captain America card do look like they're a little bit cooler, so I don't know. I have read an obscene amount of Iron Man books over the years, so maybe I'll hope for Iron Man. Obviously, there will be an opening on this channel when that box does actually arrive, so we can have a good old look at it. And one thing which I think is quite important to note, these super rare cards, these Avenger rares, these Marvel rares, with all the stamps and all of that, these are just reprints. So they are not mechanically unique cards, so that is a huge advantage in terms of playability, and incidentally, I wish all card games would do this at all times. So that wonderful Spider-Man I showed you earlier, it's crazy awesome, and I love it, and I'm a huge fan, and I want that card a lot, but it is just a reprint of the, well, just a rare card. Rarity RR rather than Marvel Rare. Sure, it's still a rare card, but it's nothing like on the same level as the Marvel Rares. If these Marvel Rares were mechanically unique and the Avengers Rares were mechanically unique, oh my goodness, that would be a problem. Because they'd be near impossible to pull and everyone would be sad all of the time. I wouldn't like that. Now, some of these cards are actually going for ridiculous numbers. Now, this is slightly confusing to me. I'm not an expert on Weiss Schwarz like I'd like to be, but over on DS Nippon Bashi 2, that is a Japanese store over on Twitter, they are buying this Iron Man Avenger Rare for 70,000 yen. 70,000 yen, incidentally, is just an absolutely ridiculous number. You know, we don't generally see Pokemon cards hitting that kind of number. You know, you're talking about £450 or about $600, and that is a buy price. They will sell it for more than that. What is slightly confusing to me, the stamp on here is black rather than the silver we would generally expect. They are listing it as Celebrity Hero Iron Man Avenger Rare, which is exactly how it's listed on the website. So I'm not sure if that's just a weird picture or whether there is a version with the black stamp. I honestly don't know. Either way, the fact that you can pull cards out of this set that are worth $600 right off the bat, and again, that is a buy price at a shop, and the easiest way to sell and the way to get the worst value for your card is just to wander into a card store and sell it. Selling it yourself would obviously then get you more money than that. Obviously, the pull rates here are going to be ridiculous, but, you know, they're there, ladies and gentlemen. They are there. Alrighty then. Now, there is actually one other thing which is coming here as well. There is a starter deck that is being released and has come out, like I say, at the same time on Christmas Eve. Yes, I've gone and ordered one of these from Japan as well. Yes, I'll do an opening on the channel. Now, this obviously being a starter deck means it does have a fixed deck list. Unfortunately, the deck list is in Japanese, so it's up to you, ladies and gentlemen, how long you want to spend translating that, but it is there. However, there are some cool things in here. As well as getting your pre-built deck with 50 cards, with your deck manual and your playmat and all of that, like you would expect, 2 out of the 50 are glowing holo cards. Now, you do in the deck, it says special specification card, 3 types of luxury RRR specification cards, which I'm fairly sure are this Hulk, this Black Widow, and this Hawkeye, because on the card image you can clearly see the RRR rarity on them. So these are kind of cool. You do get your 2 glowing cards in there. Not 100% sure what they are. 2 out of 50 cards are glowing holo cards. I'm assuming it's like the Iron Man we see on the front of the box. But then We've also says, in addition, one of the special cards may be included, and we've got here your stamped Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. I'm assuming that means one of these may be included. I don't actually know what the pull rates are going to be for these, how likely it is these are going to be in your deck, but come on, how cool is this? So, like I say, we're not talking about a brand new TCG here, rather we are talking about a Marvel version of Weiss Schwarz, but one of the beautiful things about that game is that you can basically treat this as a standalone Marvel game, and it totally works in that regard. As it stands at the moment, we've got a 100 card set and a starter deck, and as I've said, I can't find any mention of an English release here. That's not to say it will never get one, but it is to say that I am very surprised that if we would be getting one, I think it would be extremely strange that it isn't on the release schedule, which has got dates up until May, and 2 listings for the summer, and are coming soon on top of that. It seems very strange to me that it would be coming and not be on this list. I suppose, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to wait and see. Will there be more Marvel sets in Japan? Maybe. Will it come out in English? Maybe. But I'm assuming there's some kind of licensing thing going on there. Is this extremely cool and amazing and got me incredibly excited? Oh my goodness, yes. And yesterday I did go and order a box of this and a starter deck. There will be openings on this channel when they arrive from Japan. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how cool you think it is. I want to know how much you want an English release. So go nuts in the comment section, would you? But be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy. That's where we talk about a whole bunch of card games, some we already know about. There's some we're going to talk about this year we've never heard of, and that's kind of cool, at least I haven't, I assume. And do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus pods, all kind of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.